today the boys and I are in Nebraska getting ready to haul an enclosed trailer all the way back to Minnesota, which is about a 4-hour drive. The catch is that we're going to do it with the Honda Fit. I'm down here visiting family and came across this enclosed trailer and ended up buying it, and I need to get it home. So instead of making a separate trip all the way back, I'm actually going to go ahead and attempt pulling it all the way home using my 2008 Honda Fit Sport with a manual transmission. So stay tuned as Oli, Johan, and I make the trek back to Minnesota, pulling this fairly large trailer with the Honda Fit.
Oh, they work! Yep, it's turning red. Now we're gonna see if the Fit can pull this enclosed trailer. It's pretty smooth.
So we're pulling a 6x12 enclosed trailer, and we've got some stuff in here. It's not a whole lot. We've got a table, some chairs, and a couch. All those honestly probably don't add up to much more than maybe 300 pounds. This thing should weigh about 1,200 pounds empty. Now, according to the USA Honda Fit manual, you may or may not, or I believe they don't actually even recommend towing. But the interesting thing is, if you look at the UK or Australian user manuals for the Honda Fit, you can tow up to like 2,200 pounds or 1,000 kilograms. So we are well within that limit. We're at about 1,500 pounds for the trailer and the stuff inside. As far as capacity goes, we got Oli and Johan here with me. I'll link to their channels down below if you guys want to check them out, but they're obviously not tremendously heavy. And so hopefully we make it there in one piece, and I'll let you know here after a little bit of driving kind of how it feels. We are driving the manual version, which the manual transmission is actually a little bit better for towing, because that's the one thing you can run into, especially if you're like bucking the wind really hard with an enclosed trailer. You can overheat the transmission, but with the manual transmission it tends to be a little bit less susceptible for that. All right, so we're rolling, and we'll check in with you in a bit here. We made it to Decatur, Nebraska. The Biden gas price currently is $2.89. Seems like it's towing just fine, surprisingly. It definitely is a wind sail. It's actually not very, very breezy today, but we do have a tiny bit of a tailwind. In fifth gear, we're able to kind of keep it steady at 55 miles per hour pretty consistently. Pushing it up to like 65 miles an hour is definitely a challenge. I don't really want to go that fast anyway, so we're taking roads that are smaller with slower speed limits and that kind of thing. How's it going, guys? This bridge is really cool. It's like this metal grate. Yep, we're going into Iowa here.
Welcome to Iowa.
Are we in Iowa now?
Yep, we're in Iowa now. That was cool, wasn't it, guys?
Iowa.
I don't know if there's any sort of a way to monitor the coolant temperature on the transmission for a Honda Fit. If I know that I'm like maxing out the transmission, as in like the engine is working as hard as it can, then I'm trying to find the opportunities to like slow down a little bit so that I'm not pushing it to its absolute max. So anyway, so we decided to stop along the Missouri River. It's pretty nice. Look at how well designed this ramp is. This access ramp. This is the public access near Decatur. Look at how deep these ridges are. Anyway, so we'll stop for a few minutes and then we're gonna head on our way. Show me, why is it a fossil? Where?
See all the little things?
All those little like lines in it?
Yep, those are some sort of fishes or something.
Nice, nice.
This shell, like, turn into crystal.
That's it. Wow, yeah. Pretty neat, guys. All right, let's go.
All these are just like little bugs.
Bug fossils. The turning radius is amazing because you can go full on and crank it and the bumper still doesn't touch as so long as you have the proper hitch situation. So we've still got lots of clearance here. We've got a little bit of a longer hitch coming out here with a, it must be like a 3-inch rise. I'll link to the hitch and stuff that I'm using for you guys. Obviously, disclaimer, you do this at your own risk, and not sure that I would necessarily recommend towing with the fit, but this is just kind of a necessary thing, and I think we're within the bounds of what's reasonable. The wind is the hardest thing to deal with. Getting going is not a problem. Going up a hill initially is not a problem, but it's the keeping and maintaining speed because you're pushing against that flat surface. This is a V-nose, so it's a little bit better. Maybe, I don't know if it helps or not, but it's just drags pretty hard through the wind, that's for sure. We are at McDonald's. The boys had Happy Meals again. Buy one, get one free. Johan is finishing his sauce. I told him not to open it unless he was gonna finish it. So we've been gone for like 2 hours, and we've only made it like an hour down the road so far. But we're gonna make it soon. So I've been giving the boys the option of stopping wherever they see something interesting. So far we stopped at the Missouri River, Happy Meals at McDonald's, and now we are at this random park in some random city in Iowa. So we're kind of taking like the biking route, which is actually really fun. So if you use Google Maps and you tell it that you're biking instead of driving a car, it'll automatically avoid the interstates, and it will automatically avoid any like major highways as much as possible. So what you end up with is like a shorter drive. So it's going to be 178 miles from where we are right now instead of like 185 or 190 for the car route, because on the interstate, it has you backtrack to get to the interstate, and then the interstate's faster. So since we want to go a little bit slower anyway, we're going to take the shortest route, and we're just going to enjoy the journey. Look at how nice and level that trailer sits. It's like perfectly even. But if you had like a regular flat hitch here coming out, it wouldn't have worked very good at all. All right, here they come. The car likes 50 miles an hour is about right. 50 or 55. Yeah.
So just curious what it says for your ETA, like.
Well, since on the bike,
4 o'clock, or?
Since it's on the bike mode right now, it says like 13 hours because it thinks that we're a bicycle.
Oh. Okay.
So I don't know exactly. I would guess like a good 4 hours from now. Oh, right. So we just filled up with gas. We only put in about 5 gallons, which is a little over half a tank for the Honda Fit. We got 22 miles per gallon on that half a tank. Maybe an eighth of that tank was used like in the city running around in Omaha, Nebraska, but most of that was pulling the trailer. So if we get over 20 miles per gallon still pulling the trailer, I feel like that's pretty reasonable. It's like 30% reduction in fuel economy, meaning that we're putting probably about 30% greater load on the transmission and drivetrain. So like I said, we're just going to keep taking it easy. We're taking the bike path back, or just the bike route that Google recommends, which looks more like this pretty much the whole way. It's just 2-lane highway and a lot of rural America, which is the best part of America anyway. So it's definitely not something I would recommend pulling a trailer like this every day, but for a once in a while out of absolute necessity sort of situation, I'd say go for it, but do it at your own risk. So as you can see, we're driving with the wind. I don't know if you can see it very well, but all of those windmills are facing us perfectly. So right now is like literally the perfect scenario. We've been hopping along at 60 miles an hour on this little stretch, which has been really, really nice. So we're coming up to a stop sign here, but I'll let you know fuel economy once we get to the next stop. But we've got A little ways to go here yet. We're over halfway though, I do believe. So, what are you counting, Johan?
Windmills.
There's not that many, is there?
Oh yeah.
How many did you count so far?
500.
500 windmills? So here we are, Taco John's. Potato lays and snack taco things. And looks pretty good. We're in Cherokee, Iowa.
How many hours?
We only have 9 hours to go.
9 hours. If the Google thing.
Google thanks for riding bike. So.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Alright, we made it to Worthington, Minnesota, so we're getting closer to home. The Biden inflation gas price is $2.81. A year ago, it was like $1.81. Also, Bot Radio Network. What a cool network of radio stations. I will link it in the description of this video. I kind of came across it just while driving through rural Iowa, which is beautiful. And yeah, they do some really good work. It's really amazing. It's time for a calculation of gas mileage. We just put in 5.425 gallons, total of $15.29. I've got my price in there, and I got my mileage. I'm using A-Car, which is a very nice app. I'll see if I can link to it. I'm just gonna select which bank I used. And you can also select the gas station that you use. So we're at Cenex at 1710 North Hummingston Avenue at Pump 5. Very specifically. And in Worthington, Minnesota. So we'll hit save. Now we can go to statistics and see that our last mile per gallon is 18.99. So 19 miles per gallon. So definitely a significant hit. So a good 10 or 12 mile per gallon drop. It's pretty much like city driving all the way, fuel economy wise. So anyway, that's the deal. That's the update. We're gonna hit the road. We've got about an hour to go, and we'll see you back at home. Hi, you guys.
Hey.
Do you remember me?
It's Dad. He's home. Yay.
Hi.
Look at this smile. Hi.
Wow, Naomi, you like cleaned that up like a lot down there.
Yep. That's the yard now.
Was that a lot of work?
Yep. I spent a day on that. Like a few hours, a couple hours in the morning, a couple hours in the afternoon.
Wow, this place looks amazing. I like this place.
What? An upper one? Oh my goodness.
Should I rip it out right now? Probably.
Oh, maybe you don't
People.
do that right now.
I need like 1,000 good morning hugs.
Good morning.
Good morning, good night.
And then
Good
the
morning, good
first
night, good morning, good night.
surprise.
What's the first surprise?
What? Maple Rose? Nuh-uh.
That was triumphant smile.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
You've got to be kidding me. When did she learn?
Last week. But she kept it a secret because she wanted it to be a surprise.
There goes Big
She didn't
Brother.
want us to tell you over the phone or anything, so she could just.
Woohoo! Go Maple! Come to Daddy. Hi. Hi.
But that actually, for real. Here she comes.
Woohoo! Maple Road. I can't believe it. How old is she?
6.
6 years old? Wow. I think I was 6 when I learned how to ride bike too.
Maple, you rode that so well. Dad is so proud of you.
It's been about a year since we made that trip with the Honda Fit, and I realized I didn't film very much of an outro, and it's kind of nice now that it is a year later because we've been driving this thing pretty consistently, especially since the gas price now is crazy high compared to what it was in that video. And the interesting thing is too, I was acting all perturbed about how gas was $2.80 or whatever, and now it's, you know, around $4. So that stinks. But anyway, driving this thing the last year has been perfectly fine. We've had no transmission issues or anything whatsoever. My biggest recommendation if you're gonna tow with your Honda Fit is to go really slow. Just take your time, don't be in a hurry, and just, you know, stop once an hour or something and just let it sit for a little bit and let that transmission cool off just a tiny bit. The maintenance minder on the Fit recently lit up and said that it is time to change the transmission fluid. So it'll be interesting to see what the color of that transmission fluid is once I actually end up changing it. If you guys want to see how to change the manual transmission fluid on a Honda Fit, I've actually done it before on this unit. So I'll put a link to that card up here somewhere, and so you guys can see what that process is like. It's super easy with a manual transmission to change the fluid. On an automatic car, I would be much more hesitant to pull a trailer in the first place. Second place, usually it's pretty difficult to do a proper transmission fluid change on an automatic. With this manual thing, you pull a plug, let the oil drain out, put a couple quarts back in, and you're good to go for another 60,000 miles. With the manual transmission, you're gonna be a lot less likely to blow it up, in my opinion. Thanks for watching and for hanging out with us. If you found this to be interesting and you want me to do more just kind of chill videos like this, where we're just kind of exploring a topic, but the video is just going to be a little bit more fun and not going to be 100% technical the entire time, then definitely comment down below and maybe we'll try to do them once in a while. Otherwise, I'm kind of leaning towards posting them on a second channel or maybe on Patreon or something like that. So you guys can provide some feedback down in the comment section. I would really appreciate it. Thanks so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. We'll talk to you guys in the next one. In the meantime, hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. See ya.